Is in the forecast after a day of storms.
Bruce says some areas still face a flood threat, Bruce.
That is right. Not done with it. Tomorrow, more rain into early to midday Friday, but after that, we finally dry out. Right now, speaking of drying out, the rain moving out of the metro for now. Notice some of these low clouds are moving pretty quickly with a very strong south to southwest flow. Showers and storms now moving east into Breton Sound, off the eastern kind of marshes of St. Bernard, down to lower Plaquemines Parish and lower areas down to Jefferson at Grand Isle. But notice all this, it's all moving off to the northeast. So even though we get a bit of a break, more rain is on the way as we get into the morning hours. So the river parishes looking much better now. A little sprinkle or two, that's pretty much it. Down to Houma, Dulac, and LaRose, but down to Leeville, here come more storms. And these storms will be lifting north toward Lake Salvador and Lafitte, and then Grand Isle heading off toward Delacroix. So the little break is with us for now, but more later on tonight into early tomorrow morning. More rain is expected to redevelop. Franklinton, Bogalusa, some moderate rainfall, a bit lighter coming into most of St. Tammany Parish and heading down the I-55 corridor from Hammond all the way to Kentwood. Robert, Amite, as you can see, some light rain there, and heavier storms earlier near Biloxi are now moving off to the north and east. We are putting out a first alert for tomorrow. Yes, more rounds of rain. Today, up to 2 to 4 inches. Tomorrow could see an additional 2 to 4. Tonight through Thursday, severe threat on the lower end. Hail, potential of strong gusty winds, but a bit more on the scale will be isolated street flooding with some of those downpours. South Shore, pick where you live. On the east bank to the west bank, on average around 1 inch to about 3.5 inches. Down to Harvey, toward Estelle, 2 to 2.5 inches. Booty to Destrehan, 1 to 1.5. As we take a look a bit farther south and west, heading down to Lockport, 1.7. North and south of Berg to near Montague at about 1.2 to 1.5. Raceland, Bayou Buff at about 2 inches. And then down toward the coastal areas, a little bit less. But right now, they do see heavier rain. So these numbers in the next hour will likely be on the way up. And the North Shore, we're seeing that light to moderate rain on average about 1/2 inch to some areas northeast of Hammond at about 1.1. We have got a very active upper level pattern. One low here, another one here, another one dropping south, coming in west of the California coast, and yet another one in the northeast. What we're going to be watching is this feature here. Once we get this low east of us with storms again tomorrow into midday Friday, finally we're going to sweep a front in, and that front will bring in drier air, and right now the weekend is looking spectacular. So if you have any plans Saturday, Sunday, it looks good with even lower humidity. That is a treat this time of year. Here come the storms moving on out, but more are redeveloping in the Gulf of Mexico and out west. Not much happening now, but we are expecting more to move in from the west to east, also down from the Gulf. And with that, we do see more storms once again developing and moving in. So tomorrow, keep the umbrella nearby. Late tonight, we get a little break, but here come by morning those other storms developing in the Gulf. They will be moving northward. Now, through the afternoon, the models, this one says drier. I think we'll see a few more storms around, but I think the atmosphere is going to be worked over to the point where we will see spotty storms later in the day. And then on Friday, into Friday afternoon, more spotty storms ahead of our front. And where's that front? By Saturday morning, into Saturday night, into Sunday, it moves on by. Northwest flow, low humidity, and yes, drying out with more sunshine around the area. But before we get to that, tomorrow, one more day, flood threat, a level 2 out of 4. And with that, rain potential coming in from now all the way through that point, likely heavier along the coast, but inland areas could see an additional 2 to 4. So that's why we're saying the potential is there for more flooding. Upper 60s, low to mid 70s with that rain, making it feel nicer. Dew points, we got some really steamy air out there. Winds out of the north with those storms, and that 7-day forecast does show the improvements coming in for the weekend. But tomorrow, stand by for more. Tomorrow morning on Fox 8 Morning Edition, Amber Wheeler and Nicandra will be tag teaming together to let you know what's going on, and Christy Coleman has your traffic as well. So when you go to bed, just keep it on Fox 8. When you wake up, it'll be on Fox 8, and you'll get the weather and traffic as well. How's that for a plug?
It won't be too messy,
yeah,
out there tomorrow morning.
We're going to see some storms around, but the models aren't agreeing, so potential's there. So we're going to be ready just in case.
Okay.
I heard Bruce say never change the channel.
Yeah.